Yo, what's going on guys, Arekkz here and welcome to Crackdown 3. This is a game that I've been super looking forward to. I'm over in LA right now at E3 with 269 and as you can see from the footage in the background, we had a chance to play Crackdown 3. Unfortunately, we weren't able to direct capture, hence why I'm not bringing you guys direct gameplay. We were only able to film over the shoulder. But regardless, 26 was the one that was playing this one, so I think we sit down together, chat about it, just kind of talk about his impressions and how it feels, because 26 has been playing Crackdown since number 1. I jumped into this series number 2, so either way, very, very excited. But 26, how initial impressions? How did it feel? How was it?
It's definitely Crackdown. I don't know if it felt like Crackdown 2 or 1, but okay. I think it felt more similar to 1. Just from like the aesthetics part of it, it seemed like a lot more like 1 in terms of like color tone and stuff like that. I don't know. I think number 2 had quite a muted thing. By the way, guys, I was playing on a PC, not the Xbox One X, and I think that's why they didn't want people capturing, because, I don't know, maybe it wasn't ready for the Xbox One X.
That's fair enough.
We were playing on PC, we were using controllers, so they had the controllers plugged in, and it looked good. Definitely looked better than it did in the trailer that they showed at the conference.
Yes.
And I don't know if it comes through on the video footage that you're seeing in the background, but it definitely looked a lot better in person than it did in the press conference coverage. But that being said, it is a stylized game, so it's not going to look like massively amazing. And the quirk of the kind of animation system of Crackdown always looked like slightly jank, but slightly good in the same way. It's missing kind of animations, but like it looked cool anyway.
Yeah, something like if you're a Crackdown fan, it's something you kind of come to accept. Like there are certain sort of things that, you know, in a game that might look like ultra realistic, you wouldn't necessarily accept those kind of things. But in Crackdown, those things are, you know, it's part of the charm, right? So
yeah. So what I did is the demo threw me in, and it kind of did like a quick explanation of everything that the game had, and it went over the kind of the old things like, oh, you have the agility orbs, you have the strength and the
different attributes. So strength, firearms, driving, was it? And then there's a couple other ones as well. But yeah, so basically,
I think explosives. I think explosives is the last one.
Yes, that was it. Yeah.
As soon as you get into there, they show you that you actually have a new kind of movement system in it, whereby you can dash forward and you can like.
Oh, you can dash up and you can dash forward, can't you?
Yeah.
Yes.
So
yeah.
I was using that a lot of the time to cover like a lot more ground and stuff like that.
Okay.
But the area that they actually put you in for the demo was kind of relatively small. It was I was trying to get to the edge of it, and it was like massive blue balls. And like I drove around, in a car. The car physics, not really feeling those, but those were always jank in Crackdown anyway.
Yeah.
If you drive a little bit, like it just feels like the car would have flipped over.
Yeah, I saw there's a part in the part where you're filming, like you got in a car and you just instantly crashed into other.
Yeah, it was like still super fast, but I was trying to look for like one of the agency vehicles to see if they still
transform. Yeah,
transform. But I wasn't able to find one of those in the demo, but they did put like a heavy focus on like new weapons and stuff like that.
Oh yeah, I noticed. So like around the map there were like these sort of crates with white like beacons, right?
Yeah, white beacons, and there was like a couple of weapons that did something. I think I picked up a weapon called like the vortex gun. Oh, that kind of like push people away and stuff like that.
There was one that shoots like black holes, right? And like a graviton kind of like a gravity thing.
Yeah, pulls people together. So like that would be interesting to see how that kind of works in a co-op setting. But I enjoyed my time playing it. It definitely felt like revisiting Crackdown 1, I would say. The demo was a single player thing, which is not really what Crackdown's all about. It's all about
playing
Mayhem
together, right?
with friends and stuff like that. I want to see if the wingsuits are back. That was like the best addition to Crackdown 2, and if that's back, like we had some of like the funniest times playing with the wingsuits in Crackdown 2, because I think it was like an achievement to fly around the whole city, and one of our teammates just couldn't do that, and he just like ended up like taking forever. So I definitely want to see that. And if you can pick up, like, it seems like you can pick up and throw a lot of the things in the environment. It definitely had an interactive element to it.
Yeah, you just ripped a lamppost out the ground and you're running around with that, right? Yeah.
The mantling system's definitely been improved. I remember like being quite jank in like the other Crackdowns. Like, it seems like you can like jump onto a wall and not necessarily hit a windowsill, but then initially like push off of it.
Okay,
and then grab onto another thing. So it's kind of like I wouldn't say it's Assassin's Creed, but it's decent enough that you won't be dropping off like many walls or not being able to get to where you want. It's not as frustrating as the last one.
Right, fair enough. Okay. So I think it's probably fair to say in that case that, you know, like, if you're a Crackdown fan, you are instantly going to love it anyway, right?
Yeah.
Like, so I think one of the kind of things that, you know, I know a lot of people that, you know, I love Crackdown too, right? But I know a lot of people that didn't necessarily get into the series, and then when they look at it, they just think it doesn't look that great, kind of thing. But I think Crackdown is one of those games where if you have people you can play with and you just mess around, like it's basically a playground to mess around in, right? It's not a game you take seriously. It is a game that you go in, you just have boatloads of fun, you just do crazy things. I mean, talking about the destruction, so I think one of the things that we saw in the very initial trailer was they kind of boasted this 100% destruction. So from what I gather, from when I kind of overhearing one of the developers talking, it seems like that's not available in single player, but if you're playing in multiplayer, when you're using the cloud servers. They
always stated that it was only going to be available in like a multiplayer arena, but I think people kind of misconstrued it that it's going to be available in the single player. It's kind of like mismarketing from Microsoft anyway on their part. They could have made that a lot more clear that that wasn't going to be in there, but because the initial reveal was just like, oh, destruction in the Crackdowns, destruction in the Crackdowns, 100% blow up the city, but
it's not that,
It's not that. It's definitely a thing where the single player doesn't have that type of level of destruction. I didn't see any buildings like toppling over, and as you can see in the gameplay, if I throw explosives, nothing really kind of breaks apart and like and stuff like that. I don't know. I don't know if that means that it's not going to use the power of the cloud, but definitely it looked. It's Crackdown, so it didn't even need it to begin with. To be honest, and it kind of seemed like a gimmick. It would have added to the gameplay, and I would have been super excited to have that in single player, and like maybe taking out like a lot of the gang members. The way that Crackdown works is that you gradually take out gang members to unlock different parts of the city, or just make the different parts of the city safe and like level up your agent. But like, I would have liked to see how that factored into that kind of dynamic. But yeah, it was a cool game. You could like choose a lot more agents this time as well.
Yes,
So they had like about 4 or 5, actually maybe 6 or 7 per like agenda for you to select. So that was pretty decent.
Cool.
Yeah.
Awesome. All right. Well, yeah. I mean, you know, again, I'm super looking forward to it regardless, because I think, you know, if you've got a group of friends to play with, like when we sit down, like me, 2-6, Agent Team at Mystery, when we sit down and play it together, it's going to be like an incredible experience. So that is definitely one of my kind of like, it's one of the games that I was super looking forward to seeing in the conference. So to see it like running in front of me, it's a really cool experience. But for the time being, we're going to leave you guys to watch the rest of the footage. Again, apologies, there is no kind of direct capture, and we put some music behind the background because I figured you guys didn't necessarily want to just hear background noise from a show, so it is silent gameplay, but at least to give you guys a chance to sort of see it running anyway. But do stay tuned, because we've got some more capture from the event. We've actually got some direct feed gameplay of Forza Motorsport 7 running in 4K, so that will be up at some point later on today. And of course, we've got plenty more content coming very, very soon. So keep it locked for a lot more from E3 this week. But for the time being, thanks for watching. Take it easy. Catch you next time. Peace out.